It was the day after the cup final, yeah. Real fruit, crushers, punch, Oasis orange out of the fridge. Yeah, you can hear fucking... Because I live in a flat, you might hear, like, background noise and stuff like that. I do have to clarify that. But, yeah, Enzo from Maresca. It's come from Nico Sala. I can't pronounce the second name of the sauce, but it doesn't look like a British sauce to me. So that gives me like hope that it could be fake. Because like if you're going from Pep Guardiola to Maresca, that's a massive decline. I know any manager to Pep is a massive decline. We all know that, we accept that. And we all know that we're not going to get as good art to Pep. But like I feel like with Maresca as manager, we're destined to sort of be competing for top four like every season, and like winning like maybe a domestic up here or there, like maybe getting a fluky decent run in the Champions League, but we won't win it ultimately in the end because he's not a good enough manager to win the Champions League. Yes, he did get that Club World Cup over PSG, but right, you've got to remember, PSG invested their whole season to win the treble. Yeah, they tried so hard. So by that game, they was burnt out, and like maybe that game was a bit like one step too far for them, and like it just Chelsea probably just wanted it more than what they did on the day as well. So I wouldn't read too much into that. And also, yeah, Christmas time. I'll just close this so no flies getting or any other shit. But yeah, Christmas time last year they was in a title race. Like I think they were second or third. I don't know if they were above Arsenal, but they're definitely close to Liverpool at some stage of the season. And like there was above us, we was like sixth or something. When we was in that terrible run around November and December time, and they were second, yeah, or third in a title race with Liverpool, and then they went on an awful run. And us, who were absolutely terrible the entire season last year, we still finished above them. That tells you all I need to know about Chelsea, and that tells you all I need to know about Maresca. And I go back to that game at Old Trafford where they lost. I think it was 2-1. Sanchez gets sent off, and instead of like bringing on like a defender, he takes off an attacking player to put a defender on, just purely because he didn't get absolutely battered. But like, I think if he'd have kept on Palmer and some of the other attacking players that he took off that day, they could have easily got a point or even 3 points, purely because that was when Amram was still the United manager. But I just don't rate the guy. If he comes in and proves us wrong, then fair play. But like, unless like he comes in first year, wins the league or wins the Champions League, I want him gone after a year if Vincent Company comes available. If not, then obviously we've got to keep hold of him because I think that's only right. If like Company is not available, that Maresca gets his second year. People might say it's harsh on Maresca though. Yeah, it probably is. But like, unless he does the unthinkable and does an Arnie slot and wins the league in his first year, I don't think he deserves to stay another year. Because like, if you win the league, surely you deserve a chance of winning it a second time, or a Champions League, you deserve a chance of winning it a second time to go back to back. But I just think that I don't rate the guy. His style of play looks boring. Like, it reminds me a bit of prime Italy sort of style of play. And like, I just think he's not good enough. And like, his ceiling isn't good enough to be a City manager. I'd rather Iriola at Bournemouth. I'd rather Julian Nagelsmann. I know he's at Germany at the World Cup, but I think if you did go to him after the World Cup, you could get him in. Although that could give him less time with the players like, before the season starts, I still believe overall in the long run he'd do a better job than Maresca. Ariola at Bournemouth's done absolutely brilliant. They're still on for the Champions League. We're playing them last home game for them of the season, and I'll promote them a away game of the season. So we've got to win that to stand any chance of going to the final day with any chance of winning the league. Because if we draw or lose, the title is au revoir and it's Arsenal's. Like officially, mathematically, we can't catch them. But like, there's so many managers out there. Even Enrique, I'd rather over Maresca, even though it's highly unlikely. I think it's Company and Enrique as my number two candidates, and if you can't get them, it's got to be Julian Nagelsmann. Because I think Julian Nagelsmann, he was underrated at Bayern Munich. He got harshly sacked. He shouldn't have got sacked, and he didn't deserve to be sacked, but he still got sacked. He's got the German job now. He's got them playing some decent stuff. I think they're one of the rated teams going into the World Cup when they're an outsider to actually go quite far or even win the thing. But I think, yeah, with Germany, they could do pretty good at this World Cup. And Nagelsmann, I think his style of play is like a lot more entertaining than Maresca. And I think you might have quite a few high-scoring games in Nagelsmann, but like it would be much more enjoyable to watch than Maresca. Like we could win like a few games like 5-4 or like 4-3, something like that. But I find that more entertaining than watching like fucking just scrappy like 1-0 wins or like boring 0-0s or like playing for draws in the like big games and stuff like that. Because I would rather play to win a game and get beat 5-0 than go to a game set up for a draw and draw 0-0. That might be controversial, but like if you don't go to games to win like wherever you play, then it just shows a weak mentality. Obviously, sometimes you get a draw like with the possibility of trying to win, but that's different. You haven't played for a draw then. Just little sip. Yeah, this I wanted to do there. My nose was still a bit running from yesterday, but what I wanted to say is, surely Pep can't go based on that he's already said in an interview that he's not going. Then he looks like a right liar to like the players. He looks like a right liar to the fans. And I do think Pep's an honest man and an honest bloke, so surely I don't think he can leave after saying that. And also, it does affect the transfer business. Like, you look at Anthony, got an assist today for Forest. Forest were absolutely robbed there, by the way. I don't know how that's not an handball on Mbeumo, but it's United. Like, when it's United, when it's Liverpool, when it's Arsenal, they're always going to be more favoured over the other teams in the Premier League. As long as it's them three teams wearing red, they all will get their arse and cock sucked. But, yeah. I think, yeah, Maresca, right? I don't want him anywhere near my football club. And, like, surely Pep's got to stay until, like, the best possible, like, replacement is available. Because he's mad if he thinks Maresca is the best possible replacement. I do apologise on every measure at Pep. I love you. But if you think he is the best possible replacement to take over you, you're an absolute fool. An absolute fool on that front. I can't speak. Yeah, you're an absolute fool on that front, Pep. My mate, if you think that. That's what I've got to say. But, yeah. Maresca cannot be the next City manager. He cannot. Like, he really cannot. I won't really be that up for games when I go to games. Like, you see, like, when Pep's the manager, no matter where we are in the league or, like, whatever, who we're playing, I'm always up to go to the games. But if Maresca's the manager, that, like, specialness of going to watch your team play will just fade away, in my personal opinion. And I think Pep's got to stay until the best possible replacement is available, because otherwise it's only going to be massive downgrade from here and downfall from here for us. Because I know it's a downfall anyway, but if you get Maresca, the downfall is quite much higher than, like, say if you get an Areola, say if you get a Vincent Company, say if you somehow got Enrique out of PSG, say if you've got a Nagelsmann. The downfall is absolutely much bigger than the ones you have with the... Was I looking at possible final positions? Yeah. Oh, because I've got Sky in the background. I did turn the volume down. But yeah, the downfall with Maresca is a lot higher than it is with any other manager, I think. I don't rate him at all. Like, even Leicester fans, they won the league, they didn't rate him. That shows you all you need to know, I think, about... Yeah, that's all... Yeah, I think that's all you need to know about Maresca. That does show all you need to know about Maresca. But based on Leicester fans, they won the league, or did they get promoted? I can't remember if they won the league or they got second and got promoted. But that just tells you he can't be that good if Leicester fans didn't rate him. That's all I've got to say. And, like, leave me your thoughts in the comments. Maresca, yes or no? Big fat no from me, and big fat no from a lot of people. But some people will probably want him. But let's see what you think in the comments. Take care, Blues. Have a great Sunday. Lovely. Set it up, the Blues. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Take care.